So two touchdowns minimum on every team in the NFL. That's a pretty good stat.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't know that, but you know, my fans they kind of upped me on, you know.
You don't got that many
put me
fans,
on game, though. I didn't really know.
I mean,
I've known like the last couple of years, but I didn't know that was something
during your playing career.
No, I didn't know that.
I played in every NFL stadium. Is that a thing?
I mean,
that's
not even a stat.
That is a stat. That's my stat. I can't have my stats ain't. Hey, no, hold on. You can't be dogging my stats. My stats is my stats.
It's like legitimate, like NFL stats.
That's an NFL stat. And played in every NFL stadium. Hatchette stats. Yeah, there's a hatch stat. We call them hatch stats. We call them hatch stats. There's hatch stats.
Right, yeah, there's hatch stats, and then there's
NFL
stats.
Hall of Fame stats. Right? I gotta have a category. But
it's not even relevant.
It's relevant to
anybody
me.
But you. Welcome to Get Your Popcorn Ready. Well, we talk about a few things. We talk about Matthew Hatchette's Michael Jackson stories.
We're gonna talk about T.O.'s interior decorating.
First of all, it's not even interior decorating, it's interior design skills. That lets you know I'm up on my game. Keep up, kid.
I don't know. Be sure to subscribe on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcast.
Facts. You know what I mean? But like I said, for me, like coaching, I know that's a tedious, meticulous type of job. And I know that if you're not a head coach or if you're not an offensive coordinator or a D coordinator, you're not really getting paid top dollars.
Right, facts.
So for me, I've already put enough hours in to where I'm not gonna put more hours in to not even get paid.
They want you to go through that process.
Status. No, my status should guarantee me certain
I
amount
agree.
of dollars.
I agree.
Like I feel like if you're a Hall of Famer or a Hall of Fame player, then that should warrant you. That should elevate you into that pay scale of an offensive coordinator, D coordinator,
or a high-priced position coach. When I say I'm not getting paid $50,000 to go to Grambling State.
Right,
like I should be for the San Francisco 49ers receivers coach, and they should pay me $800,000 a year.
Right,
I agree.
Something along those lines.
That's kind of what the NBA does, though. They'll get a lot of the NBA guys. They'll take care of them.
But the NBA and the NFL is vastly different for whatever reason. It's like Adam Silver. He gets that the players make up that league.
Absolutely.
So it's like he has an ear for the players and try to understand what they can do. Really kind of grasp and have an ear to them to understand. Okay, how can we make the league better?
Right.
NFL doesn't do that.
I want to make the shield better. That's all they care about. They care about those 3 letters in the shield, the NFL shield. Long as we market that, the players will come and go, and we don't care if they win and if they come and go. NBA is just the opposite. We're going to market faces. We're going to market their brands. We're going to market their communities. That's what they'll do all that before the NFL is like, nah, we just let players come and go. That's the not fair league that we talk about. That's what they say the NFL stands for. Not fair.
No fun league, not fair league.
But they getting that money though. That's all that matters. The money blinds everybody. The money's go blind everybody, right? I mean, if you talk to any 23-year-old kid who's going to try to have a 10-year career, you can't get them to understand, like you said, understand that you guys are together. If the players stuck together, there could be
they can unify,
guaranteed contract. You can get all that stuff. All they want to do is say, you know what? I want to prove to everybody I'm the best. I want to make my money. Until they're 30, and then they're on the other end of it, saying, "Now I'm headed out the league." But then it's too late because you only got this window, right? The CBA is going to be next year. You only got this one window, and if they don't hold out next year for guaranteed contracts, I think it's the beginning of the end for the NFL, for the players.
Yeah, and they need to stop going to social media, chirping and chiming about baseball. 7 year, 300 million, 10 year, 200 something million.
NBA 6 year, 120 million.
Right. Quit. But they don't understand that those players have unified, used their technology to connect everybody together to meet up and
Talk
stand
about
for
it.
what they believe in and get what they deserve.
Yeah. Because they have the same power. They don't understand. You
Mm-hmm.
have the same power. The kid, the 52nd dude on the roster who just plays special teams has really the same power as the starting quarterback because he's got the same, like you said, the technology. I can text all my teammates. I can text 50 other players throughout the league, and they go text everybody and tell everybody, look, this is what we go do this year. Let's hold out. They got to do they got to hold out for guaranteed contracts. They have to hold out
It's
for
the only
guaranteed
league.
contracts.
It's hard for me to fathom and just understand why they don't see that the NFL makes more money than Major League Baseball and NBA combined.
Put together. 16 billion, I think it was. Was that 16 billion?
So there's no way
Can I Google that while
how
we're
they
on air?
and why they can't get guaranteed contracts.
I think they
and
made
then
16 billion last year.
I don't get it, especially when you say contracts are binding. This is what irks me. When they say contracts are binding, they use that excuse, especially when they feel like players are griping about money and they want to hold out.
16 billion last year.
Did you hear what I'm saying?
I hear, yeah. But it's not binding. It's a lie.
Right. So why does a team get to cut you if you say 5-year deal and
you never see the 5th year.
Right. You're
ever.
5-year deal, $100 million, whatever case, you get X amount signing bonus. And then on the back end, you have just say 30 and 20.
Mm-hmm. You'll never see it.
In year 4 and 5. There's 20 million in year 4 and 30 in year 5.
You never see it.
The fans don't understand
Yeah.
how certain contracts are structured.
Right. They think he's going to get that whole 100 or
that whole 100 million. So he's year whatever the signing bonus is, and then year 1 through 3.
He made 50 out of the 100.
He got his 50.
Right.
Whatever out of that 100. So again, like I said, year 4 he's supposed to get 20. Year 5 he's supposed to get 30.
Right.
Management knows. Just say he plays subpar, whatever the case. And
you can even be a Pro Bowler and they still get rid of him.
Right. They don't want to pay those guys that guaranteed money.
No.
So they cut them right before their 4th season or off season going into the 4th season. But then people want to, and management want to say, oh, well, it's a binding contract. They signed the same contract as we do. So why aren't they held and why aren't they accountable? I don't get that.
That language in those contracts, it's not binding. It's just not. It favors the team. It favors the organization.
Right, but you can't say that it's binding then.
They're
that
lying
means
to
both
you.
people have to be.
They're lying to you. They're using the wrong word. ESPN and NFL Network and the NFL, they're using the wrong word because
And this is why I don't like people that are in the media. I mean, because they know these things, but I'm like, I don't know why people haven't even addressed it or raised the question. Like, how can you say it's binding
who runs
when
ESPN?
when they can cut you at any given time, but then they'll get mad at a player
as soon as he wants to renegotiate
for griping or wanting to renegotiate anything along those lines.
They'll get rid of him. He's a problem, locker room guy, whatever. Find a reason to get rid of him. Don't have to pay him. Happens every year. Man. Hey, that's your people, man. That's your peeps. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to go back, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's for what?
I'm trying to go back, man. Let them boys do you again.
No, it's like, for what? I mean, I would only go back if it was under the right circumstances. Like, it has to be like, for example, like a team or a coach like the Kansas City Chiefs. I know that head coach. I know
they're going to the playoffs, and you can
make
a playoff run.
That coaching staff. He knows who I am as a person. He knows my playmaking ability. So it's not like I got to go in and prove to him like what I can do. Understanding, obviously, you're going to say I'm older or whatever. If you feel that there are limitations, then you will insert me where you see.
How many plays could you play right now in one game? The first game you came back, how many plays could you play?
I'd probably give you like at least 30 to 40
No,
plays.
you can't do 30, 40, dog. No.
What?
No.
Dog, that's crazy. That's nothing.
I'll give, if you
Dog,
went and played, 40 that's more than half the game.
30 plays? Like,
no.
Yeah, that's about 30.
I'll give you 20. I'll give you 20.
That's 10 more than what I said.
That's a big 10. That's a whole other 2 drives.
What's wrong with that?
You
I don't.
can't
They don't
do
have to
that.
be consecutive drives.
You can't do that. You washed
You
up.
can't tell me what I
You
can't
can't
do.
do it.
You sound like
40 plays?
but you sound like the general manager. You sound like Louis Riddick right now. That's why you would never be able to have a job, because
That
you're
was
telling
the
me,
most
you're assessing me
disrespectful
based
thing you've
on
ever said
what you
to
think
me.
you know about an athlete. That's why
I
Louis
know,
Riddick got hot at that dude.
I
because
can evaluate. One thing
that's
I
what
can
he
do,
was in
I
a
can-
position to do, evaluate. And that's
can
why
evaluate.
that guy clapped back at him and said,
That
you
was-
are always wrong. And that's why he's not sitting in a general manager seat. And it's
No.
like when
And
I
that would be a
it's-
coach's decision, too.
Now it makes sense when I see him and I watch him from now on. He's auditioning for trying to get a general manager job. That's what he's doing. It's almost like he's auditioning
Facts.
to
I'm
get
sure.
another job.
I'm sure.
That's why.
He'll get another. I don't know if he'll be a general manager, but he'll get another job as pro personnel or assistant GM over the next 4 to 5 years. That's for sure.
It's
because that's
like the guy, Ray, was it Ray Farmer? That was at Cleveland?
Yeah, that's your man's. He likes you, man.
No, I don't. I mean,
That's your man's.
dude, even
That's
Jim
true.
Brown at one point in time talked to me about going to the Cleveland Brown. That's when I was trying to get back in the league, and he told me to address Ray Farmer. And out of respect, like, they should have brought me in just on GP, just for like who I am. So that, but again, this is me knowing me and the confidence that I have. He probably would still have a job had he brought me in. I guarantee you.
Okay, let
he
me
probably would
ask you
have a
this.
job today had he brought me in, because I was gonna go in there and I was gonna ball out.
Okay, let me ask you this, right?
Because I was gonna make him
let's
look
say-
like a smart GM to bring somebody in my
Let's say
caliber,
that
regardless of whatever
happened.
that's happened.
Let's say that happened, that exact scenario happened. If somebody brought you in and you didn't work out and that general manager got fired, would you be held accountable at all in your mind? Would you kind of feel a little bit bad?
What do you mean? If I didn't work out?
No, if you didn't work out, or you got
you talking
there,
about like it just didn't work
it
out?
didn't work. The team was 2-14. We know it's not all your fault. We'll know that, but they're gonna blame it on you. They're gonna blame the general manager. And if they didn't bring,
I'm used to that. I'm built for this type of stuff. I mean, people blame.
so would you feel bad for the general manager who brought you in, right? And he gets fired.
No, because absolutely not. Because he had a better chance of bringing me in than not.
No, I'm saying, but
'Cause ultimately the
let's say
same
if they
thing
did
happened.
though, if they did bring you in, hypothetically, they brought you in, it didn't work out. Team's 2-14,
To
the
what?
locker room's trash, and
But
it's
why
all
did-
your fault and the general
No,
manager's
but why
fault.
didn't it work out? What do you mean it didn't work out? It can't. You got to give me a better scenario.
Okay, hold on then.
Because I'm
right?
gonna go in. I went to Buffalo, and people didn't think that I would go there and then pan out.
Exactly right. I'm saying right.
Right, but I went in there.
And it did pan out.
Right, that's because I know my ability. I
So
went
if
in
you
there and
had
balled out.
20 drop balls, you're 2-14. You were injured.
Who drops 20 balls?
You dropped 20 balls. That's why I'm saying. Listen to me.
What the fuck is in your
That's
drink?
my water. That's give me my water.
No, that's some alcohol. Because you're talking crazy right now. Dude, who drops 20 balls?
You drop a lot of footballs.
What?
You never dropped 20 balls in a year?
I don't recall.
Yes,
dropping
you
20.
have.
No, I don't know. I don't keep count.
Okay, well let me keep count for you.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe we
you've
need
dropped.
to-
Let's just say you dropped. It's hypothetical.
But I don't base my life on hypotheticals, bro. That's why you're average and I'm not. Because you go in hypothetically, what if I do this?
Wait a
I
minute.
don't do that.
Wait. Did you say I was average? You said I was average? There's nothing about me average.
But dog,
there's
to
nothing.
sit up there and say hypothetical, that's your mindset. I don't go into stuff thinking, okay, what if this?
You're not going into it. It's the end result. We know the end result. It's hypothetical. Like you said, if he
Okay.
would, you said.
I don't get, but
no,
I get
no,
it, but I'm never
look,
going to put myself in that hypothetical
You
situation
just
to
did.
where
You
it's not.
said if he would have brought you in, he'd still have a job because you would have balled out
Right.
and the situation would have been all good.
Yeah.
I'm saying, what if you came in, it went all bad, and he
But I
lost
don't
his
think
job?
like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't think like that.
I'm thinking for you.
No,
which is
that's
scary,
the problem. That's
which
a
is
problem.
Scary,
That's a
and I'm
problem. You
giving
got to
you-
think for me. I tell people to, in order to think positive and get positive results,
I agree.
you can't think negatively. And I don't think like that.
Me neither.
So
I'm
I don't
thinking
think-
negative about you, not
I
about
get that.
me.
That's some
Big
analytical.
difference.
That's people that
Big
think
difference.
analytically, and I don't. That's not my area of expertise. So I don't put myself in that
What's the
box or
most-
that space.
What's the most negative thing you've ever thought?
Probably the most negative. Probably suicide.
That's a negative thought. I feel you.
Like,
You
never thought of suicide?
Absolutely.
Okay, then.
Hey,
So
SCT is real. Absolutely. But I'm
Right.
just saying on a day.
that's like you asked me the most negative thing.
That
Like,
it
yeah, that
doesn't
could probably
top that. You're right. It doesn't top that. But I'm trying to think like on a regular daily, how many negative thoughts that come in like my head, then I got to think something positive. Cause I'm very positive.
Right, yeah, exactly. But I think that's human nature. I think
It is human
anybody,
nature.
those wavelengths are they just happen.
Yeah.
But it's your mindset and your willpower to overcome the negative.
The moment. Like
Right,
boom, it's in and out. I don't
right,
sit there
yeah,
and
you don't dwell
on
on it. Exactly, you don't
sit
dwell on
there
it.
for
People
hours.
that sit and marinate in it, then that's when it becomes a problem.
Marinate. You know, I have a funny marinating story. Did I tell you the Michael Jackson story? I didn't tell you the Michael Jackson story.
No, it's interesting.
Well, yeah. So
Because I know you can't dance like him.
Nobody can. That's why it was Mike. Nobody can dance. That was Mike.
I could when I was younger.
Can you moonwalk?
Yeah, I won like.
Let me see you moonwalk.
I did like 3 or 4.
Let me see you moonwalk.
You don't need to.
You
see
can't
me.
move. If you can't moonwalk, you want a Michael Jackson.
I can move my feet, dog. I'm nice.
Only thing you do like Michael Jackson, you sound like him. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing. You can't move like Mike. Can't nobody move like Mike.
No, nobody can move like Mike. But when I was
Did you have
younger,
a curl?
Yeah, I had the curl. I had the sucker coming down.
You have a curl.
I had the Jerry curl, the S curl.
We gotta find that. We gotta find pictures
I had my
of the
mama
Jerry
put
curl.
the kid in there that lot that's smelling like.
Hey, I tell you what. When you ran out of water, you ran out of the gel. Did you put water in it and still sprayed it?
Nah, because it was dry.
It's dry. You're right. It's dry.
Nah,
I got.
Yeah. But go back to your Michael Jackson story.
So my MJ story. So you remember the Wiz growing up, right?
Wizard of Oz?
Remember the Wizard of Oz was the white version. The Wiz was the black version of the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So when they all the big movies would come on ABC, like on let's say Monday night ABC, right? So the Wiz would come on. Everybody, all the families gathered around their houses when Michael Jackson played the Scarecrow, Diana Ross, right?
Yeah,
the original Nipsey Russell. That's where Nipsey Hussle, I guess, got his name. Maybe I don't know. And then whatever, one other guy. So I had an idea. I'm like, why don't we bring back the Wiz? I'd like get Beyonce to play Dorothy. At the time, I was saying Chris Brown to play the Michael Jackson character.
Okay, I can see that.
Cedric the Entertainer to play the Lion.
Will
to play the Wiz, the actual, because he had spoken that magical voice.
What was the Tin? Was it the Tin?
And then somebody, Ludacris. I want to put at the Tin Man.
The way you move, you could be the Tin Man.
The way my hip is made of tin for sure.
Is popcorn good?
Yeah. Go ahead, eat it. Hope you choke on it. So, so I was like, man, but it's got to be directed by Michael Jackson. That's because it's big. It's 300 million. It's the dancing and all that, right?
Yeah.
Ease on Down the Road that was Michael, right? So I was just like, yo, it's got to be I got to get a hold of Michael. So I hit one of my guys who knew his security. And when he was staying at Ronald Burkle's house. So he got a hold of Mike. Mike said, yeah, come to Ronald Burkle's house at 6 a.m, whatever. So we went over there at 6. I'm like, we're chilling outside like 6:30, 6:45, nothing. 7 o'clock came, this dude came out. He's like, he's not coming out today. His kids are sick. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So we leave, so he calls me like a month later. Talking about we're in Vegas. You can come meet him in Vegas. So I shoot to Vegas for the day. Get down there, he's not feeling good type of deal. Give me a run around for 2 or 3 more hours. So I go back to LA, didn't mean it, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. So about 2 months went by, my man calls me. He's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm chilling. He's like, got a minute? I'm like, yeah. He puts Michael on the phone. He's like, Matthew. I'm like, this Mike, I'm like, I'm trying to be cool. And I remember like a dummy. The first thing I said was, I enjoy your interviews. And I was like, what? I'm thinking monologue. I'm like in my back of my head, I'm like, why did I say that? But he's just saying, like, I heard your idea, I love it. And he kept saying, "Let me marinate on it." That's what I remember. He said like marinate like 5, 6 times in the conversation. He's like, you know, do you have a script? I'm like, no, I don't have a script. I want to get you attached first. If you're directed, I'm telling you, we can knock it out the park. Blah blah blah. He's like, okay, let me marinate on it. You know, I'm gonna have my man get back to you, like a 2-3 minute conversation. Then I hung up, called my mom. Mom, I just talked to Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And then he passed away like 2-3 months later. That was it. I was this close to possibly doing a project with Mike.
Damn.
But I remember he said, that's when you said marinate. I thought Michael said, he said like 5 or 6 times in like that 2 or 3 minutes. And I was like, who uses that word? And then you brought it up. Like
Only smart people like that. You know what I mean?
No,
It's like,
no.
okay, you ain't got to be smart. Talented. Only talented people use that type of word. You know what I mean?
No,
I mean,
no. Talent. Okay, give me
what do you mean?
Give me a talent that you have.
What do you mean?
Okay, here's one. Here's one, right? There's work ethic and there's talent.
Right.
What do you not have to work at and you're still talented at?
Home decor.
No,
Fashion. I just named home decor.
How are
Fashion. You've come into my play. You've seen my play. Don't act like. Don't
Just
get all brand new because we on camera, dog. You come
Okay, wait, no. I'll give you a little bit, but
That's
just
talent.
because it matches doesn't mean it's talent.
It's not even really matching.
That's like
it's talent.
black and red. It's like, okay, it matches. It's not decor.
But that's the thing. It's like I've gotten it from males and females.
That you have a good eye. That's what they tell you.
Yeah, even to the point that I was about to work on some stuff with Nikki Chu. The friends that I had back in the day, they introduced me because they've seen what I've done with
You're saying you have talent when it comes to home decor.
Right, and fashion.
Definitely not fashion. No, definitely not. That's not even part of this conversation. So,
Home decor and fashion goes hand in hand.
No,
Ask
it's
any-
not.
ask-
Houses and clothes?
Ask any designer.
Well, okay, there's no designer here because you're not
Ask 'em.
one. And so
Ask
we don't have, I don't know who can I call?
I'm low key could be one.
Who can I call who's a designer? Can we get somebody on the phone?
People
right
that
quick?
do females that have come to my place, and they're like, they look around, they start. This is how I know. I know the question is coming already, and I'm already giggling and smiling on the inside. I'm ready to give my answer. I'm already because they start sitting down and they start doing like this.
And the first thing that come out of their
Like,
mouth.
man, your place is really nice. Like
They're lying to you.
they's like,
They're
who
lying.
did your place?
And you're like, I did.
And I'm like, I did.
And then you think that gets you points.
What? Automatically. See, in your house, this is probably what you would put together. A black couch, a silver
This is from my house.
Probably so. A black chair.
No,
Some
I got
red curtains.
No. I got an eye. I got an eye.
We all have eyes, but
I know how to match.
But it's not. Sometimes it's not all about.
I hear you. I hear you. I will say you're better than me, but you're not like, you don't have talent.
Save that clip.
You'll never
I'm
hear me
better
say
than
that.
you.
Only
It's
at
already-
home. Only when
it's
it comes
already
to
on tape.
home decor
It's already
do you
too
have a
late.
better eye than me.
It's too late.
That's it.
It's too
Only
late.
when it comes to home decor, you
It's-
might
it's
have
too
a better.
late.
I can't even say it no more. You might have a better eye
No,
than
it's
me.
all good. You said you're better than you already said it.
No,
It's
I don't.
cool.
I don't see it, brother. I don't see it. Like I said, you have just because somebody sent you something from France doesn't mean it's supposed to go in the house.
Who sent me something from
Well,
France?
whatever you ever get all that stuff you be having, and the big clock over here, and the chair that the arms go up automatically, whatever. I don't know what the heck
it's
you
just,
be.
It's just something about home decor, man. It's not. It's texture. It's paint color. Sometimes it's depending on your style.
Okay.
It
I
could be
tell you
Victorian,
what.
It could be traditional, modern. It could be country, farmhouse.
So that's what we're gonna
Recessed
do.
lighting. You don't know none of this. Recessed
I
lighting,
don't.
cabinetry, none of that.
I don't know that stuff, but I guarantee.
But that's a start. Like
Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll take it. We can do this on the computer. We'll get an open room or open house.
They have that on it's on an app. It's called Design Home.
and we can
already
design.
done it.
Let's
I've
design
already
a
done it.
home.
I've already.
I'll
done it.
design it. And then we're gonna go out and we'll ask 10 people and see
I can
whose
show
house
you what
they
I
like.
did now. And I showed it to somebody. They say, "What, you did that?" And I'm already giggling inside.
Yeah, because they're lying to
I'm already
you. They're
giggling
not.
inside.
No, they're just
like,
no.
"Oh wow!" They're like,
No.
"Wow, that's."
And then they asked you for an autograph, and you gave it to them. So they
Nah, it
said.
has
So then they
nothing-
said
no.
you had a nice
it
picture.
has nothing to do with.
Yeah, I don't believe
None of
it.
that.
I don't believe it. Well, let me do one, and then we'll let 10 people vote. And I bet you, I bet you, if it's not 5-5, it'll be 6-4.
Not a problem.
It ain't gonna be 10-0. I'll at least have 4 people pick mine, and I don't know nothing about it.
I mean, that's 4 out of 10. That's really not a great percentage.
Well, I mean, that's all I got. I don't know. I said that's all I got.
That's not pretty good.
It really ain't. It really ain't.
I'll take that any day.
That's a stretch.
So you basically just answered your own way. Yes, I'm better than you.
No, I didn't say that. I ain't say. Well,
and hypothetically, you're already saying that you're gonna lose. See your mindset? Hypothetically, you're already saying that you're gonna lose. You're gonna go 4 out of 10.
Because
I don't even think like that.
Just because
that just
you lose
validates my argument. I don't think that way. I don't think that way.
Okay.
You already thought, okay, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna get 4 out of 10.
And home decor, because it's home decor.
It doesn't matter. Even if I was questioning about it, I'm gonna say, no, I'm not gonna say you're gonna beat me.
Okay, so in darts, who's gonna win?
I'm gonna win.
But I'm winning. So you're still not gonna.
It's how you finish.
I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to win.
That doesn't
so okay,
mean
so when okay, so you're saying the losing
Let's
feeling.
go back 2 years ago to the NBA Finals.
The Cavs
when the Warriors
and the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were down 3-1.
3-1.
I knew the Cavs were going to win that series.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
But it dispels your argument.
The philosophy behind it is the reason. Because remember they had a more physical team.
No, if somebody first of all,
it never happened.
The way that those cats were shooting, bro, there's no way. I would have lost I would have been butt naked. I would have lost everything.
To bet on the Warriors to win the series.
Be up 3-1?
Right. Well, there's no consequences for anybody
like
outside the locker
crashing
room.
in 2008.
Okay, here's a realer scenario. Right? You've been down 21-0 in the first quarter in a game and came back and win.
Yeah, I've been part of that game. I was down 24.
There you go.
Against our guy Strahan.
That was the Giants.
Exactly.
Holla at your boy. Stop playing.
I'm just saying, we were down 24, 25 points.
And that's when
we
you
were talking trash. He was talking, and we were still down like maybe about 17, but we were down like 14, 17 points. And I was talking mad trash. Because I had just scored and they was up like two or three touchdowns, and he pointed at the scoreboard because they were still winning.
Is that the one you caught on? Listen, so this is what I'm saying. So everybody on the team, in the locker room, just on the team, not outside.
I went in the locker room at halftime
and still was like, yeah, we still go win the game. Don't panic, blah, because we're still going to win, right?
Right, because we had a good team that year, and I went in there to the locker room and I gave them the contender or pretender speech.
Do we have that on video? The contender or pretender speech?
I'm sure you can go to some archives and pull it up in
I would like to hear that.
Yeah, because guys commented on it. Said
really?
I came in and spoke and was like, yeah, because I challenged everybody because that year we had a particularly good
team.
And
y'all came out and won the game after your little speech.
Exactly.
Huh? That's impressive. See, that's what the TO haters don't know. They don't understand. You gave a halftime speech that encouraged your team, Tebow-esque. And
I wouldn't go that far.
And you led the team to victory. That's a good story. Nobody's ever told that story.
It's not. They don't. It's not.
They don't want to hear that anyway. You don't hear negative stuff.
I
feel you.
At that point in time, once you get put in a box and you're labeled a villain,
yeah, you're a bad person.
Then
you're
the feel good stories. It's not.
Yeah, we don't want to hear the feel good stories. For me. Let me ask you this: our boy Chad, right? Did it ever bother you that you would do a dance and Chad did a dance, and when they showed it on ESPN,
they celebrated him.
They was like, that was a great celebration, and then you would do it same, almost not same, but something like
it's a celebration.
It's a celebration, but yours would be like looked down upon. Oh, he's so selfish. Why would he do that?
Yeah,
his teammates aren't around. But it's the same thing. That's the only thing I did not. I couldn't stand that when that would happen.
Day, yeah, but. Again, everything that I was vilified for, almost damn near condemned.
You love being the villain, though. You love it.
But now, guess what? They're embracing all of that.
Of course, because it's.
But you know why? Because I was above my time, dude.
I don't know if he was.
Trust me, I was above my time.
I know. I probably
because I was doing
danced.
Stuff that they just didn't. They couldn't wrap their heads and minds around, and that's what these kids are doing now.
I had better ideas than yours. I just didn't.
What ideas?
I had better.
But you have to get in the end zone to show your idea. Your ideas were never put to use because you didn't get in the end zone.
Six times.
I damn near got that in one game.
I know it hurts. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. I know. But I had a good idea during the week, and then I didn't. And then I didn't.
Had we really known each other,
I would have sent them over.
You should have just said, "Hey, I do it, dog, for you."
Hey, I got a good one, T. Make sure you do this one
through me.
Make sure you do this one this week, dog. Oh
bro,
man.
Dude, trust me. Dude, my confidence was on another level, dude. You've heard guys like being in the zone or, you having that swag, and a lot of players play with that. Like, bro, that was a point in time, like, bro, I had that swag that I honestly felt like there was not anything
Anybody
that I could do.
me.
Nobody can stop me no matter what. And that was really kind of what made me go off sometimes
Because you were in the zone, but you weren't able
they
to
weren't in
be
the zone
in the
with
zone.
me.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You know, it's just like in high school. You know, the talent there's a big disparity between high school talent, college, and pro. So, you know, in high school, you have a couple of talented players, and with that one player, that guy is like probably like a dual two or three sport athlete. He can ball. So you're gonna get that player the ball
regardless,
in order to your team to have a better chance to win. Yeah. That's how I was when I played in the pros. In high school and college,
you weren't
I never felt that way.
Right.
But when I was in the pros, I understood. So that's why I was like, I used to go off, because I'm like, yo, sometimes game plans need to just go out the window. Give the ball to your better.
Put it to 20. Give it to 23 and let him go put
right,
points
exactly.
Down. Yeah.
That's how I was.
Have you been overseas? Do you go overseas, like Europe, Asia?
Yeah.
Do they?
I've had people.
They know you, but do they love you over there?
No, because football is really
I know
not
we don't translate.
sport.
Yeah, we don't translate over there.
So that was a bad whatever you just did.
No, I was asked. I really wanted to know that question.
But yeah, I've been places where honestly, I wouldn't have thought that people recognized or knew who I was.
And then they did.
Yeah, like I think where was I at? Some airport.
Romania?
Was it Australia or somewhere? I just didn't think that
just walking
nobody
doing your
would
thing,
know who I was.
right.
And then I'm sitting at the airport, because like I said, I'm in a foreign place. You know what I mean? Mistaking me, which this is not racist, but I've been mistaken for Michael Jordan.
Oh my gosh, disgusting.
No,
that's
I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying, when you go to like foreign
because you were tall and black
and bald.
That's it. Not because you're an athlete.
So what was wrong with my statement? I just said I was mistaken for Michael Jordan.
I don't even want to hear you say that. I don't want to hear you.
But dog, that just does something for somebody's comfort. They never saw me play or anything. But to me, I'm like, man, they must really think I'm great. That's how I saw it.
They thought he was great, not you.
Right, but
big difference.
True, but they put me in kind of in that category.
No.
But dog, let's go back to you.
The zone.
Me right here, though. Like
I'm just saying. Okay, let's go back to the zone. Right?
These are basketball players on. That's Kobe and just say these are like LeBron and Shaq. And that's toward the top, and then you have some guys. Like right there.
Right, your Hardens and
they kind of like right there. And the same thing with like football. This is football.
Okay, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders.
Yep. Jerry Rice, all these.
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. So I'm like right in here too. Somewhere, in there. I'm like right there. As it relates to my state, you know why I say that, bro? And I put myself in that category because I wasn't looked upon as being a superstar or somebody that people expected to be a superstar from high school or college.
Or your first 2 years in the league.
Exactly.
I agree.
So that's why and this is real talk. Like, so sometimes like I reflect back on my career and I'm like, man, I really did some amazing things based on where I, going to a small school. You went to a small school, what, Livingston?
Langston.
Same thing. Livingston. It's the same. I never say
Langston University.
Same.
Say it with me. Langston University.
It's still in
Oklahoma.
The last 5 letters NGSTON. It's the same thing.
It starts with an L.
Langston, Livingston. It's same thing. But yeah, you went to small school. I went to UT Chattanooga. So again, when I think about the players that I played with from college and then even in the pros and where I was, as you said, my first probably like 3-4 years, nobody expected
the end result.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
And so again, for me, honestly, it's an honor to be even spoken in the same breath as like some of the all-time greats and the best that ever played the game. And when you say best that ever played the game, like I said, I kind of exclude myself when I hear that, but then you hear people that say some of the players that play the best to play the game.
Yeah.
The players that you meet, your Lawrence Taylors, your Deion Sanders,
Barry
Sanders,
Jackson.
Yeah, so bro, like for me to be even said
in that category,
bro, like, bro, come on, dog. I'm like,
I'm
up here with Kobe and MJ and all these guys, dog. We kind of on the same plane, dog. I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying, I just kind of move myself on up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Put you back on the table, dog.
I'm just saying,
back on the table, B.
I'm just saying.
That's funny. Well, again, when you're in a zone, when you were in a zone,
dog, right? Dude, trust me, it's nothing like it.
This is the first time I noticed when I was in the zone, right? So when I was a rookie, when I got out there to the field, like say first game, say we're playing the Niners, right? I would just see red. Like I didn't see I didn't see a number. I didn't see, that the helmet. I would just see red. It was moving so fast, right?
What?
Because that's what, when you're a rookie, everything's moving fast when you're a rookie, right? You see red, right? You see the jerseys, right? My second year,
so you were in a zone in your first year?
Easy. No, that was my first year. Second year, I started seeing numbers. Like, okay, this is 23. Okay.
So things are clearing up.
Right, names on the back of a jersey, right? That was the transition.
Things are starting, yes.
Right. My third year, I started seeing faces. You know, like, okay, I know such and such. You can see the face through the face mask, right? Stuff like that. It was slowing down for me. Then in my fourth year, I remember a play. I ran a slant, and I took 3 steps and ran a slant, and I could tell where the DB was because I could hear him breathing. Like that's how much, and that's some Bruce Lee stuff, dog. And then you catch the ball, you go to the ground, then you get up, and the crowd noise comes back to you. But it's like you're zoned out, you're blanked out. But everything, when it's moving that slow, that's when you're in your zone.
And you woke up, and you know what happened, bro? Your coach is like, Hatch, you're late for practice. What are you doing? You've overslept. Hey, what are you talking about? That's the reality of that whole story. I like it, and then you're not finishing.
That's how I felt. No, that's how I felt.
Dude, you were
tired.
I
just never got to the zone enough.
I know what that's like to be in your first and second year. You're going through training camps, 2 days.
Everything is fast.
Everything is hot, dog. You was super exhausted, probably dehydrated. Dog, you fell asleep. You overslept for the second practice, dog. And you heard your coach like, Hatch, and you felt his breath on you. Hatch, wake up. Wake up!
Hey, dog, that was my zone,
oh, snap.
Man. See,
you told this same story.
You must not have known how it feels to be in the zone. That's what it sounds like.
No,
you don't know how
the same story you just told me. You told that to your receiver coach, like, Coach, this is what I was dreaming.
Can we make it happen?
Sometimes you're a good storyteller,
man,
dog.
Shut up, bro. I ain't trying to hear
You're
you,
a good
man.
storyteller.
You ain't never been in the zone. That's it.
Dude, trust me. Trust me.
You ain't been. Dude,
so when the
ball was coming into you.
I don't say a whole lot, but I hear my teammates and I've had some people that say, man, that boy, that's a bad boy right there. He can't be still. Trust me, I don't say anything, but I hear it. And I heard it.
Yeah, you heard it.
I'm talking about like they said, bro, I'm talking about like that's a bad mofo right there.
I mean,
like, dog,
sometimes you had some good plays.
And
you had a couple good plays.
And they was like, dog, how fast are you, dog? Do you know how fast you were moving?
No. You was just running out of control.
No, dog, sometimes
I've
told people, dude, early on in my career, dog, when I was just running the route.
Right.
I wasn't really reading defense. I was just running like either basic
5
cross,
steps
basic cross.
Right.
If it's man, you run across. If it's zone, you sit right there. Yeah. When I called it, bro, I was running scared.
That's what I said.
You
ran scared. I told people all the time.
Running scared because in your first 3 or 4 years, like you don't really like for me because I didn't have a lot of football experience and knowledge, my IQ, and so I was just doing what the diagram told me to do, what my coach did during the course of the week.
With the circles and X's on the board.
So when they got the ball, I was getting up out of there because number one, I was scared to get hit because them dudes were big.
They was coming. I used to tell people like you ran like your life depended on it.
Yeah, I
You know
used to
what I'm
run.
saying?
Steve Young used to say when I used to mess up or I get mad at myself, he knew what was coming next.
Because the one you do catch, you're so
It was he
yeah.
knew he called it an angry route.
Yeah.
An angry route was coming up next.
Boom,
And
catch it
he
and
knew
go, run over
trust,
everybody.
and trust me, people knew like when I ran angry.
Yeah, well.
And I was running scared half the time. Like, to be honest.
Still running scared.
Yeah.
You're still running scared.
But you never really had an opportunity to really run scared like I
was just
did.
smooth. I was just smooth and fast. I mean, hey, I didn't have to. Well, yeah, I should have. Maybe I should have tried.
But I tell you what, at some point we were on the same level.
I'd say
3-4 years. I say we were on the same. After my 4th year, I started kind of.
You took
I started
off.
just.
And I was doing this.
I started. So for me, I never, because of the talent that we had on the team, that it wasn't pressure, but they set the bar for me. Like I didn't want to fail. Like I wanted to get on that level.
Yeah.
For somebody that you had with Jake Reed, you had Jake Reed, Chris Carter,
Randy Moss.
What was it like to be like almost kind of like on the outside looking in, knowing like I know you're a confident person. I'm being real now. You're a confident person. Like, man, I can ball too if I just get the opportunity.
I didn't have the opportunity.
Right. So how for somebody like, and there are a number of guys in the league, I'm sure, that are out there like that. There are people that are on the streets that see the game and how it's played and feel like they can go do the same thing because we make it look easy.
Yeah.
As a player, what did that feel like? Because at some point, when I was my first, I say 2 years, when you're a rookie and a second-year guy, you're trying to continue, you're trying to make the team.
Right.
And that's what it felt. It felt like it was nerve-wracking.
All the time. I was pissed off all the time. I was mad all the time, and I knew if I made one mistake, I was out.
That's right. The mistake is
the pressure. Because I tell Fitzgerald this story all the time. It was our 3rd training camp, and he was our ball boy. Larry Fitzgerald was our ball boy.
I heard about that.
Right? So,
he played with the Minnesota.
I was with the Vikings at the time, and he was in high school. He was still in high school.
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
So, he's a 17-year-old kid. He would like wash our cars and stuff like that. But when he was at practice, he was still joking around because he's a kid. And I ran a play, came back to the huddle, and he was doing something to mess with me. And I cursed him smooth out. And he never understood it because he was always the #1 draft pick, right? In the NFL, a superstar now. I'm like, dude, you don't understand the pressure I was under during that training camp. Because if I made one mistake, which I probably made a mistake when I was coming back to the huddle, I'm thinking, this is it. My life's over. My career is over. Denny Green gonna cut me. Because
you're being evaluated. Every play. You're being evaluated.
Now, he was a high round pick. I'm like, you're not evaluated. You made the team. You're gonna get $60 million. You're gonna make whatever that thing is for him. I'm like, you'll never understand that. But we always tell that story because I cursed him out because I was so much.
Who, Larry?
Because he was a kid, but he was messing around. He did something to me when I was coming back to the huddle.
Right.
Cursed him smooth out. Like a dog. You know what I'm saying? Shut the F up. He did it.
Because I
was under pressure. You know what I'm saying? And then don't forget, I have to go out the next play and I still have to perform. All these, everybody think it's a joke. To me, it's not a joke. Like I could be gone the next play. And that's why I was always.
You snapped on him.
I snapped on him. And he remembers that so clear to this day. But he always tells the story. I go, dude, because you never had that situation.
Right.
Because you're a high round draft pick and everything's been peachy and all that.
They've given you a longer leash. They give those guys a longer leash.
Way longer leash. I could, again, I'm like Denny Green, he said you could be done at any day. Like you literally could be done tomorrow. And I took that attitude. I didn't know, when you're on the team, okay, I got 16 weeks. Like, no, I had tomorrow. That's all I got. If I don't perform tomorrow, my Super Bowl was tomorrow. That's why during the season, I wasn't hanging out during the season. I couldn't fathom hanging out maybe and then having a bad practice the next day.
As a result of you being out. This and that, yeah. Because it all factored into it. Sleep deprivation.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let that happen.
I know you. I didn't know you didn't drink then, but now knowing, I'm sure you didn't go drink.
Wasn't even an
But
option.
even just playing house, trying to play house all
right,
night with some chick.
Take your butt to bed.
or two chicks.
Because my life's going to change tomorrow if I'm not on point. If I'm not 100% focused tomorrow, my life's gonna change. And it's go for the worse.
I was like that up until I remember my rookie year, I was kind of like that. I was nervous because George Seifert was our head coach at the time. They had just, I think, 94 with Super Bowl. 95.
Yeah, they beat the Cowboys in 94, 95, right? That's the last time.
I came in 94, and then they drafted JJ in 95. He was the one to be the heir apparent to Jerry, and then they drafted me. Honey Wazy K and some other kind of cat.
Wizard K. Yeah, that's funny.
Cat. Oh my God, he thought he was the next Jerry.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, so I felt that pressure because we had training camp in Rockland. I think it was right outside Sacramento. Bro, I've never practiced in something so hot in my life. I thought I was practicing in an oven.
In the heat.
What? I was black as that shirt, boy. When I got back to camp, so, I had started Progress or what have you, but in training camp one of those times, like, I think you was a coach, I think you went to my Hall of Fame thing in San Francisco. Coach had mentioned it when I had dropped a pass, and Ken Norton made sure that everybody knew that I dropped the pass, and then he said out loud, "Oh, go!" He was just ragging me. Rookie, you can't make the team dropping the ball. Right. And it's like I'm like, but I didn't have nobody to curse out.
You can't curse him out, not at that time.
And I'm going back to the house. Who am I cuss out?
No.
First of all, I'm mad. I'm embarrassed. Because he's the loudest guy on the team.
Right.
Bro, he talked the entire practice.
Yeah, he was a talker.
That's what he did. I don't understand how
he was a veteran.
I don't understand how he didn't get tired.
No, that's what he
did.
Bro,
so I remember dropping like it's a drag route or something, or over route, and I missed the ball coming across the middle. I'm hot. I'm tired. Go ahead, T.O. You can't make the team dropping the ball. Get back in the huddle.
Right. Can't do
That's
nothing.
What he used to talk just like, get back in the huddle, rookie. You can't make the team dropping the ball.
And you can't
That's
do
how
nothing.
he was. You can't make that team dropping the ball. I'm like, dude.
Mad.
Dog,
mad.
It's almost like I'm walking back to the huddle like with my
head down. Yeah.
I'm like, dog, shut the fuck up. You can't make the ball. 8-1, dropping the ball. I'm like, really? Are you serious?
Own you.
Dog.
And so he was a veteran.
And then it's like one thing kind of happens after another. So then it's like I drop the ball. Then I we run another play. Then I'm kind of frustrated. Then I run the wrong route, but nobody sees the wrong route.
Right.
But George Seifert knows the route. He knows
where you're supposed to be at.
Right. So he don't say that. So he came back. I come back to the huddle, and then he sniped at the receiver coach, Larry Kirksey. He said, "Larry,
get him.
Get some guys in here to know what they're doing."
Absolutely.
So Coach Kirksey didn't say nothing to me right then, but he had that message out to all the rookies by this time. So he pulled me. He pulled me to the side. I think in a meeting or something. And he went off. His lips were trembling. And he said, "Look,
that's how Kirksey said.
He said, trust me. You gotta learn your plays. He said, you gotta learn your plays. He said, I can't do it for you. He said, if it don't, somebody gonna be gone. Yeah. He said, and it ain't gonna be me.
Right.
He said, I'd be damned if it be me.
Right.
He said, I'm gonna put somebody else in there before I put you in there.
Exactly.
It cost me my job.
Absolutely.
Dude, when he put it in that perspective, like I could cost
him his job. Yes.
So nigga, I'm telling you, dog, that's the nervousness that I felt like when you talk about almost like a life and death situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
When a kid come from a small school, you make it to the pros, like in a sense, it's almost kind of life or death for you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's money or no money. Yeah. Now you back on the streets, you back to doing whatever. So that was like one of my moments, bro. And I'm like, dude, trust me, every night when I went back to that room.
Playbook.
Boy, I was sleeping in the meetings because I was up so late.
Because I was up so late studying. I said that all the time.
Dude, trust me. That's what got me over. They got me better, and I started to learn everything.
Same here. I learned everything. I remember, Brian Billick was our offensive coordinator, right? So Billick's one of those, number savants, right? Loves numbers. So have a team meeting in the morning, then you break up, right? So offense stays in the room. There was a 57 on the board. We just chilling as an offense, whatever. So he said, anybody know what this number means? Everybody's like, I don't know, 57.
I was like, shit, Heinz 57.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So Billy gets
smart like that. You guys it's a number
58.
After 56.
So he's 57. He gets the clicker out. He's like, we've ran our Smash concept. We've ran Smash 56 times through training camp.
I thought it was 57.
56 times. Matthew Hatchette, why on the 57th time you didn't run it right?
You didn't run it right?
I didn't run it right because we have our smasher's corner and the hitch. The hitch you delay, then you come across, right?
Right.
That's our smash. That was our smash concept.
Yeah, like an indie.
So to me, it was a hitch conversion versus cover 2. So I hit it, went outside, and we
run into the corner.
Of course,
dumbass.
So I'm young. The same as the getting back in the huddle, rookie. That's exactly. It's the same moment, right? So I'm just like,
Ooh,
I'm like this. I'm like this. And, you know, because on the 57th time, I'm the only one that made a mistake.
Right, because you want to be smarter than anybody, but
that was the last time I made a mental mistake my whole career. I was like, I will never be that moment. I'll never have this moment.
Made you feel
this big,
like this popcorn. Like
absolutely, I was that I was that guy, and but again that night, okay, I want to know what everybody's doing. But it was that moment. I was like, I'll never make another mental mistake my whole career, hands down. And that was it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna study.
Yeah, my nerve, like I said, once I went through all that through training camp, like I said, I was nervous because when he said he said, I'm gonna be here.
Right.
He said, one of us, I'm gonna be here.
I'm here. One of y'all can figure it out between y'all.
I ain't going nowhere. So then we got back to obviously our practice facility, home base. And then we went and had a few more weeks of training camp at our place or whatever, getting settled in. You know, he pulled me into we had got down, you remember, you go from 75, no, it's like, what's the numbers you dwindle down to like you get to the main roster? You go from 75
to 60, like 63 to 53.
And then 53, something like that. So those numbers start dwindling down.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's crazy. Like in this room, you're just like, if you fast forward, like, he's gone.
He's gone.
Like
And that
one
poof,
day,
it's just gone.
Yeah, then he's gone the next day. And I'm like, oh my God, like, you just don't know when your time is. So I'm feeling that pressure too.
You only keep 6.
I'm feeling that pressure. And you got a room of like 12 or 13.
You only keeping 6.
And me, honestly, bro, like I saw people's skill set that was way better than mine.
Right.
And that's what made me nervous because I'm like, man,
He's better than me. How am I going to beat him out?
How am I going to make it?
Yeah.
Like, I know me being a realist, that's what I was. That's what I think helped me prevail to what I became because I was a realist. I'm like, bro, I saw that these guys were better than me. I'm like, how am I going to end up on the team?
Yeah.
And they were being evaluated, I mean,
in a
every
different
day.
way, yeah,
so
money.
Then coach pulled me into the office, like one of the practices or whatever. He was telling me I was improving, this and that and the other. And then it got to like, I think he could just tell. It must have been something about my body language or something. Or maybe it was just that coach vibe or intuition or whatever the case might be. He had, like, it was just a thing about coach. Like, he needed to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to reinforce or encourage me to like, yo, you're going to be all right. So he pulled me into that room and he said, look, you've done an amazing job in camp. He said, just keep doing what you're doing. He said, they won't cut you. They're not going to cut you. Boy, that was like
the weight off my shoulder.
Boy, you talking about...
I'm not getting cut, Lord Jesus.
Right, but I mean, just to have that reassurance.
Yeah, that's important.
Man.
That's important. And I never got that reassurance. I never knew that feeling. You remember in Major League where they would open the locker and the little flag was hanging there? You never saw the movie Major League? Okay. Yeah, that's how I felt. So
I didn't see it, so it's not really gonna make sense.
Yeah, it ain't gonna make sense. You ain't watch TV, man.